And we are live. Welcome back to the greatest trading stream in the world. The Simple Traders Market Close stream. Welcome back, everyone. WLG says, tell me some good news, my man. Well, I have good news for me, because we were able to take some trades, unfortunately, off stream. I know, I hate to be one of those guys that comes back and is like, oh guys, we made it. But I'll show you guys some of that in a second. We did it on the prop account, Fund Your FX prop account, trading Bitcoin. When we last left off, we were looking at Bitcoin and we were bullish, but we just couldn't get any sort of upside move. Well, we eventually got that move right here. Okay, and I'm also in a trade right now on BitUnex, not on Fund Your FX currently. But I'm just setting up my stream. Okay, over on BitUnex. Okay, that's not BitUnex. Over on BitUnex, we are also in a trade currently that is a risk-free trade, so that is nice. Already at break even. Now, I technically have already reached my target on this trade, but I wanted to be able to talk about it on stream, so I left it going. And we all know that that usually results in a break-even trade. We just have been doing break-even trades after break-even trades lately. And then the one trade that was successful is off stream. Not looking too good right now, but anyways, I'll show it to you guys. Let's just show it to you guys and to get that over with, because we can focus on what's happening now. Let's go. Okay, well, that's not Fund Your FX. God, I'm so unprepared. There we go. Okay, so this is my Fund Your FX. What is this recording? Hold on. Okay, well, ignore this weird... oh, and now it's gone. Okay. Okay, let me show you guys my closed positions. Okay, you can see profit on the day on the Fund Your FX account, 1,709,867. Okay, and that was because I was long down in here. I actually posted on the community tab on YouTube. I said maybe today's not so bad after all, after the worst price action in history. Yeah, so I was buying in here. My first entry was here, somewhere in this area, because this looked like a reversal right in here because we broke these lows. Can you guys, I'm just making sure, I got like 40 different screens right now, so I got to make sure you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. And then I added down in here, and I'll show you guys why I added, because it has to do with the educational content that we're going to be streaming / filming today. Which reminds me, I need to record this. Should I record this manually? Yeah, okay. We're recording now as well. Look at that. I hope that doesn't mess anything up. Let me know if anything goes wrong in the chat. Okay. And let me just show you guys the... How do I forgot how to move this. I want to be able to move that. I don't think I can. That's one of the features of Fund Your FX that I'm not too fond of. Well, anyways, I wanted to show you guys the history, but I don't even know how to. I can't, I can just scroll, but that's not really enough. Oh well, whatever. We'll break down the trades. Just wanted to show you guys, just so you can actually see it, and I posted it on the community tab as well if you guys want to see my entry points. Okay. All right, so again, we are in a trade on BitUnex right now. I'll break down that trade. It's actually a great example of the pattern that we're going to talk about on this stream, which is also going to double as a YouTube video. Okay, so let's break down some Bitcoin price action as of right now. Actually, no, we have to go into the lesson first, because I think it makes the most sense, because then you guys will understand what's going on in Bitcoin right now. Now, so before we start with the lesson, let me just say that this could easily come down back into this area, which is why I'm at a break even right now, okay? So going long anywhere in here, it is potentially risky. Why do I say that? Because we have just tried to break above this high multiple times, right? This high right here. Okay, let me remove that for now. And let me remove this just so we have a clean chart, a simple chart. All right, that high right there. You can see that we have failed to break above that high and close above that high. And this is a 3-minute time frame, by the way. So that is definitely not the sign that we want to see if we want to continue higher. Now, if we do manage to continue higher, obviously the next targets are going to be up in here. This high right over here, and this high right over here. Okay, let's see if we can get that for today. That would be very nice. Something interesting to note is that once we finish the lesson, or should I do this? You know what? Let me cover the trade that I just took now. Then I'll go into the lesson, and then we'll talk about Bitcoin and watch the closing bell. I think that's a good structure. But anyways, so, like I said, we were buying Bitcoin. I was buying Bitcoin personally in this general area here, and then added down in here. Now, why did we do that? Okay, there's a couple of reasons. The price action was, in general, weakening to the downside. Why do I say that? Because we can see that we are slowly beginning to round out, right? We're beginning to flatten out. Okay, and I believe on the 1-minute time frame over here, we were talking about a potential liquidity sweep. Yep, because this low right here was breached with a lot of volume right over here. Okay, and then we broke through these short-term highs. All right, so once we broke through these short-term highs, we basically anticipated a move like this, but we did not get that, which is why I had to average in, which I usually don't like averaging into a loser, but I did today, and I'll show you why. I'll tell you why. Okay, so once we started going much lower here, again, we saw another high volume candle happen right down in here, again, after breaking lows. But we also had a little bit of an ABCD pattern completing in that general area, and it never did actually complete, but it was very close, which is good enough for me. It's never going to be the exact line, right? So it's kind of like a zone right over here. Okay, we never quite got to it, but once we started seeing the high volume coming in and this massive green candle here, and then again another low taken out and swept, okay, that was enough for me. I believe I added right here. Okay, so I was buying, I believe I bought, my first buy was here on this little ABCD pattern there. And then second buy was somewhere down in here, okay? And then I literally held that beer all the way up to, I believe I started, or I did cut the whole position. I took a little bit of profit here and then cut the rest of the position there. And I just showed you guys, that was all on the FungerFX account, okay? So that was like a 2,000 plus profit on the FungerFX prop account, okay? Now, why did I hold this? Because if we go to like the 3-minute time frame, okay, we were pretty much going straight down this whole time, right? Like, look at that. It's pretty risky to start buying, right? And definitely risking to try to hold it because we've done nothing but go down. Everybody knows that, right? That was yesterday, or that was this morning's stream. Everything was just going down, straight down. By the way, let me know if you guys can hear me, see me clearly. I don't know. I haven't gotten any feedback. And like the stream if you're enjoying it. Hump Day, WLG says. Okay. What was that? Oh, okay. I was like, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, so why did I hold this? Well, there's an interesting pattern going on Bitcoin that, well, and by pattern I mean it literally happened just yesterday. So I just said, you know what, let's see if it happens today. And that is that at 11:30, let me just clean this up a little bit. At 11:30 a.m., right here, check this out, okay? 11:30, that's where I was averaging into my trade. And then it started going my way, and I was like, okay, should I hold this? Should I just target these highs? You know, what are we going to do here? And then I looked at yesterday's price action. And interestingly enough, at 11:30. Right here. Okay? We saw nothing but up. Just as soon as 11:30 hits, zoom, straight up. So I said, that looks pretty interesting. That looks like, once we started doing this, I was like, wow, that looks pretty familiar. So I just held. I just diamond handed it, and I just basically trailed all the way up until we got these bearish candles here, and that's when I exited the trade. Okay, so just an interesting little pattern. It seems like, well, I don't know if it's going to continue doing that, but at 11:30, be on the lookout for big moves. Maybe it might not always be an up move. It could be big move. I can't talk today. Could be a big down move too, but yeah, that is the reason behind that trade there. Okay. Speaking of trades, let me see what's going on here. Okay, that's looking not the greatest. I am worried that this is just going to come down here. In fact, I don't want to scare you guys with anything too advanced, but we're forming a little bit of a pattern here, which could be very scary. Which would mean that we could get down to 87,900. Now, this is super early, and this, is not necessarily the most reliable pattern to try to predict early, but it's just a possibility to be aware of. So now let's get into the lesson, okay? I know you guys love the price action. I know you guys love the analysis. I gave you a little bit of analysis, okay? We're overall bullish. But I do want to also use these streams to do some little education bits so that I actually can have content of education and not just looking at charts. My speech text messed up. I was trying to say I can hear and see you fine. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. WLG. Thank you. You've been a long-time viewer. Okay. Yeah, and now I see you guys leaving as soon as we start talking about education. What, you guys don't want to learn? You don't want to learn? Fine. Whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Either way, this is being recorded, so consider this watching me create a video live, okay? That's basically what I'm doing here. Okay, well, there's a nice push. And also, very coincidentally, this has to do with our video right now, okay? So what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about one of the best patterns to help you stop entering trades early, okay? And it's going to seem like it's like a ICT concept, but this pattern is way older than ICT, and it's been around way longer. And I think it's a lot easier to kind of measure and actually have an exact location rather than a broad idea, okay? So, where do we begin? So the pattern that we're going to be talking about is the ABCD pattern. Now don't click away. Hold on. I know it's a very basic pattern, but we're going to give it a little bit more context in this video / stream, okay? And by the way, if you don't know, stream live 9:15 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. ish Eastern Standard Time every day, and market close streams are 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well, where we do education and just chill and vibe, okay? All right, so we have the general concepts of higher highs and higher lows. I know this is boring, but hold on, so bear with me. We have the general concepts of higher highs and higher lows, and we all talk about that, and the lower lows and lower highs, and we all know about that. But let's be real for a second. The market does not move like this. Okay? When have you ever seen a chart that just continuously does this other than Amazon stock or Apple stock or one of those? Okay, especially in day trading, you're not going to see straight moves up and straight moves down followed by straight moves up. Okay, what do you get? Well, you get something a little more complex than that usually. What do you get? You get something that looks like this. Dun, 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 dun. And then maybe you get something like this. Dun, dun, dun. And then something like this. Whoa, now it's getting confusing. And then finally maybe something like that. Okay? And even in here, you're going to get something like this, just in smaller waves. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, inside all of this choppiness, we have these patterns. Okay? And it's not just about the ABCD pattern. It's really just understanding that the market, instead of moving like zigzags, okay, which is the normal way that most people understand, right? Just zigzags. The market doesn't move that way. It moves in W's and M's. Oh, well, that was reverse. M's and W's. Okay, here's your M. Here's your W. Okay, this is going to be a lot more realistic for how the market moves than trying to expect this. Okay, that just doesn't work. So what do I mean by it's going to help you stop entering so early? Well, go back in your charts and you'll see that a lot of the times, instead of getting this, okay, and when you go back and start back testing, okay, and you'll find that let's say you get a higher high and then you got something like this, and now you're looking to buy on the pullback. Okay, so you get your initial move, and then you go, okay, I'm going to buy right here. Only for the chart to do something like this, and then you go, okay, I'm going to go to break even, right? Because we're retesting these highs. And then we do this, and then what happens? Get stopped out for break even, something that I'm doing a lot of lately. Hopefully this trade on BitUnex doesn't do that. Let's take a look at that right now. Okay, that's looking okay. It's looking all right. You get stopped out for break even, right? Only for price to do this. And then this. And then you're like, what the hell? What just happened? I got the direction right, but I got stopped out for break even, or maybe even a loss if you tightened your stops or something like that. All right. So what happened was that the market was moving how it always moves, in these W and M's and ABCD patterns, okay? So, and this is not to say that every time you see one of these, you just buy it, okay? Obviously, nothing is like that. It's nothing is magical, okay? So the alternative is, instead of buying on the first pullback, you wait. You sit on your hands. I know it's hard. I know it's so tempting. You see that juicy level of broken resistance or a level of demand, and you just want to buy it all up on the first test. And I'm guilty of doing that as well. But usually the only time that works, the first test, is when there's volatility and it's a very quick pullback. Okay, that's usually when the first test entry method works. Okay, when you get something like this, right? Like the market opens and you go like, and then you go boom, 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 right? This is usually like when the market opens, you'll get a setup like that. Okay, but in normal market conditions, what usually happens is the ebbs and flows, the W's and M's, that just stops everybody out and then continues. Okay, this is why I said it sounds almost like ICT concepts of like liquidity sweeps, and it can be used in conjunction with liquidity sweeps. I'm not saying it's not similar, but we can actually measure it. Okay, and the way we measure it is we do something like this. Okay, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, and in fact, let me do something. Let's do something like this. Let's do like this and like this. Okay, and then like this. All right. So let's say, no, hold on. This is more realistic. Get something like this and like this and like this and like this. Okay, there we go. This is an actual setup that is pretty nice, that I see over and over again. Okay. So what you get is, this is the first pullback, right? And now you're thinking, all right, here's the level of resistance, and maybe there's a little level of demand down there. I'm just going to go ahead and buy as soon as we get down to this level, right? So let's say we get close to that area, you start buying, and then price goes up. And let's say we go up like this. Okay, great. You're in profit, everything's nice. But now price starts dropping again, right? and then you get stopped out for break even, or even a small loss. Well, instead of buying here, you wait a couple minutes or hours or whatever it is, and what you do is you look for the ABCD pattern, and all the ABCD pattern is an equivalent move lower. And so what we do is we take this move here, copy paste, and we put it down like this, and we project it forward. Okay, and then price now will come back and break this low, so that's why it's kind of like a liquidity sweep. And usually price will get pretty dang close. It's not going to be perfect, but get pretty dang close to that ABCD pattern. And when you use it with confluence, like a level of demand, for example, okay, that is the better area to buy. You let price shake out the people that are buying on the first dip, okay, because the retail traders get stopped out, right? They're getting stopped out for break even or even a loss. And then you start looking to buy. So it's the second wave, I guess you could call it. Okay, so you have A, B, B, C, and D. And the D point is where you start looking to buy. And if you take all of this and you flip it upside on its head, that's what happens if you are looking for shorts, okay? It's literally just flipped upside down. It looks like this, right? Boom, boom, copy and paste, boom, boom, and this is your D point right over here, okay? So now this framework, and again, it's not perfect. You're not going to get, I mean, sometimes it is perfect. We've seen on stream just an instant reversal right at the D point. We've seen that. I think we saw that this morning. Time is becoming so diluted for me. But it's not going to be perfect, okay? It's just a framework, okay? And you got to, instead of viewing the markets like this, you want to view the markets like this. And so you don't want to be buying like that. You want to be buying here, okay? Don't want to be buying on the first wave. You want to be buying on the second wave. And that is going to help you out to not enter too early, because trading is really all about your entry, okay? And people argue about this. But the better your entry, the more likely you are to succeed, because you don't get forced into break-even positions, right? Because if you're entering here, even though it seems like a great entry because it does go up, if you put your stop loss to break even, you're forced to take that break even. Whereas if you're buying down in here, price can do something like this, right? And you're not going to get tagged unless it's just a complete failure, and you do that. Obviously, that also happens. It's not 100% foolproof. Okay. Before I continue, any questions from the 8 people? Oh, 17 people. Whoa, never mind. Crazy, 17 people. If this is making sense and you're enjoying it, make sure to like the stream, because that helps me know what you guys like, obviously. We down for learning? T. Taka. What's up? Cheryl, what's up? Netherworld Science, good to see you again. Jawad Ali, how to understand the sweep of liquidity. Okay, so ICT and those traders have done a great job of just overcomplicating things that have already existed. So what a liquidity sweep is, it's nothing more than breaking lows or highs and failing to stay there. Okay, so usually that looks something like this, right? You get a high, and then you get this, and then you get back up to the high, you break it for a little bit, and then you go right back down. Okay, that is a liquidity sweep because there are stop losses above that level. And then if you have a low, and you break through that low, and then quickly reverse back into the range, that's also a liquidity sweep because there are stop losses below here, right? People buying. Their stop losses go below the low. The idea is that smart money, institutional traders or whatever, the invisible enemy, uses those orders as liquidity because these are going to be sell orders sitting here, okay? And so that is liquidity for people that want to buy. If they want to buy, they need somebody to sell it to them, so they start buying where others are selling. That's the general idea. Now, don't quote me on that because I'm not necessarily a student of that style, it is good to know, and it does help. And I do use it, but that's the quickest explanation. What time frame do you use for the ABCD pattern? Any time frame. Any time frame works. It works on all charts. Anant Jane? Anant Jane? I'm so bad with names. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Good afternoon for me. All right. So no questions other than the time frame one. That's fine. Thank you for the likes, by the way, if you're enjoying, if you're learning something new. Like it up, and then once we're done with this, we will go and watch the market close. All right, so that is the ABCD pattern. Okay, pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I mean, I didn't see any questions, so I assume you guys are understanding, so that's good. Okay, so now let's take a look at some examples. Let me just confirm, did that make sense? I don't want to move on if it doesn't make sense. Just put a thumb up in the chat, or put a W in the chat, or like this video and subscribe and comment if it's making sense. Made sense? All right. Good. W. Thank you for the dubs. Okay. So let's take a look at an example. Right now, I mean, we have a trade going on right now that is a perfect example of this, okay? Actually, I couldn't even ask for a more perfect example right now, okay? Let's break it down. So here's the trade over on BitUnix, okay? This is currently the live trade. Now, this could easily take me out for break even. I'm not saying this is a winning trade necessarily, but it's not going to be a losing trade at least. But it follows what we literally just covered, okay? Like, perfectly. By the way, if you want to use BitUnix, it's a no KYC crypto futures broker that has, I mean, it's not like I'm forced to promote them. Like, they are literally one of the best brokers that I've ever used. Their data is amazing, and you also get sign-up bonuses and trade bonuses if you use the link in the description of this stream or video, okay? No pressure, but if you're going to use them, just make sure you use that link because it helps me and you get bonuses, okay? But look at the data. I love the data. I never shut up about the data. The data is so clean. It's so accurate. So let's take a look at this trade. Let's break it down on this is the 3-minute time frame, okay? So like we were talking about, we had this noon-ish afternoon run that we saw yesterday and now today here, okay? So we became obviously more bullish, okay? Because we saw yesterday right here, this was at around 11:30. We got a massive run up until around 3:30, okay? And that's when things started to fizzle out. Okay, right now it's about 3, so it looks like we got 30 minutes left. Maybe we should look to exit this trade. I might actually exit this trade, to be honest, because there's no point in holding this all the way through the afternoon. Let me just exit this trade really quickly. All right, I'm out of that trade. Hello? Hold on. Oh, oops. Well, yep, trade's flattened. Okay, so now we can relax in peace and teach some stuff. And if you guys, this is not a master and student lesson, okay? If you guys have any suggestions on how you trade and stuff like that, I'm always open to hear it. I love learning, and I'm sure that's why you guys are here as well. Everybody loves to learn here. All right, so we were bullish after this swing, right? This swing was very bullish, no duh. We broke through all of these highs, broke through these highs, these highs. Okay, we broke through all those highs, and we closed strongly above, right? Strong closes above those highs on a 3-minute time frame. So that was bullish, right? Now, the issue is, if you are just trading pure price action, matter of fact, let's go back to this. If you're trading pure price action, okay, let me clear my chart. If you're trading just the price action, you would look at this, at least if you're trading the way that I do, or trading the understanding of price action the way that I kind of show, okay. So if you take a look at this, you're going to think right away, okay, this is a really bullish move. We have a lot of strong projection. So, okay, so if you look at this low here compared to, or this high here, compared to this high over here, the distance between these highs is very, very, very big, right? That's what we call projection, and that's in my price action video if you want to go and watch it. Usually when you see a move that has high projection, right, big distance between the previous high and the current high, or if you inverse it, it's the lows, okay, you can measure both, lows to lows, right, this distance right here. But in this case, we have a lot of projection to the upside, okay, big distance there. So that tells you that this move is very strong, right? And so when we have a strong move, and the pitch as well, the angle at which we are moving up is very sharp, right? Look at that. It's just straight up. So when you have, you know, increasing projection, a large projection, and a steep pitch, right? Steep move higher, what you expect is a zone 1 pullback or a shallow pullback, okay? A shallow pullback just means roughly in between these Fibonacci retracements. Mostly it's going to happen around the 382, okay? Usually you expect a 382 pullback. Now the issue with this is that, as we'll see, we get to that 382 pretty quickly. Okay, and look at this. This is a perfect trap, okay? You might see the 382 being respected and enter immediately right here. Okay? And you might do something like this. Let's say you're going to target the highs and, I don't know, make it a 2-to-1 trade. This is just for example's sake, nothing serious. Or maybe something like this, I don't know. Okay? Doesn't really matter. The point is, this is going to be too early of an entry. Why? Because we are entering something that looks like this. Okay? It's a first touch, a first pullback, a first wave. So, someone like myself who was watching this did not enter here. Instead, I waited. Okay, and that's the trade that we just closed. Waited for, one, we have a little bit of an area of support right here, right? A little bit of a demand area. Maybe on the 5-minute might be even better looking. Not really. But it's not the best looking area. It's not the nicest demand level, but it is something compared to where we're at here. But most importantly, what do we see? We see that bounce. See, and now you're thinking, all right, that's looking pretty good, right? Like, you're a genius. You predicted that perfectly. Let me go to a break even, okay? Because we're coming back up to these highs, and you know it's looking nice. So we don't need to be in this trade if it comes back down, right? And what inevitably happens? You start curling back down. Now you're in too early. You're in too high, and so what I was doing was looking for something like this. A, B, C, D, down into the area of support. Okay. And another way of doing it is using the Fibonacci extension and going like this. You go, it's hard to see it because it's white. 1 second. Let me change this. Let me change this to not white. There we go. We can make it black. We're all inclusive here. So let's go from the high. We take the Fibonacci extension. You go from the high to the low, and then to the new lower high. Okay. And what that does is that actually gives us our ABCD pattern level. Right down in here where it says 1, that represents an equal move. It's 100% of the previous move. And so it's that line right there. Okay, so that's another way of doing it. Both ways are valid, both ways work. It's just the simplest way, obviously, is just going to be drawing a line, copying and pasting it. But it's up to you. It's up to your preference. So that's our ABCD pattern right there. Okay, and now let's watch what happens. Okay, boom, into the ABCD pattern and demand level. Okay, and then we were watching this area. It's also a 50% retracement now, right there, which is fine. It's still in line with the bullish move higher. All right, and where did I get in this? I believe I got in a few candles. 1 second. Still waiting. Okay, we didn't quite. Let me. I remember us touching that ABCD pattern. I don't know why it's showing that we didn't. Maybe just missed it. Yeah, I guess we just barely missed it. Either way, like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's in an area of supply or demand as well. Okay, so that's the idea. You don't want to try to pinpoint exactly what price is going to do. It's never going to do exactly what you want it to do. You want general areas. Okay, so once you start seeing the volume increasing, you're in a level of demand. ABCD pattern down. You're creating that. I mean, look at this. This is like an M, right? An M formation. All right, and then eventually we got that move lower, and that's where I entered. Okay, it was a pretty scary entry, not gonna lie. But what I did is I went to a smaller time frame, like the 1 minute time frame. Okay, this orange line is the 50% from the absolute low to the absolute high, and this was a little bit of a liquidity sweep, right? So what I saw was that we came back into the area of support, took out these lows, but we also have increasing volume, right? So we have these two candles increasing in volume, a lot of buying pressure stepping in, at least it looks like it. And it looks like we got a liquidity sweep because, again, the volume tells us that there was orders there, right? So that was the entry point right there. And so now, instead of entering up here, right, instead of doing something like this, now at least I was, okay, I was doing something like this. I forget exactly where I entered here, but it was somewhere down in here, okay? Now you can do something like that and, target those highs, which we didn't unfortunately get, as we'll see. But check this out, okay? Let's now get out of replay mode. Well, actually, let's just play it forward just so you can see, right? We go all the way up, and we see that we take out these highs. That gives us some bearish signal. That's worrisome. That's why we got out of the trade, because it's also 3 p.m. and we don't want to sit through the trade. But either way, I mean, literally buying in here, no matter where you bought, even if you just put a limit order there, I mean, you got a great entry. And that's why I say that it can help you get better entries. That if you just wait, and you're gonna miss more you're gonna miss trades. Okay, sometimes you're gonna get this move here that just continues straight up, and you're gonna be like, damn, I should have bought there. But if you just wait, be a little more patient, it's worth it. Okay, you'll be in less bad trades. Okay. Is this the current, where are we at currently? Oh my God, of course we got out of the trade and it's doing this. Okay, well, this still proves my point. Let me show you guys something else. Can anybody see what we just did before continuing higher? Okay, well, look at the price action, right? Although the price action was definitely scary here because we weren't able to close above this and we saw an increase in volume. Look at the volume right here, right? Looks like a liquidity sweep. Now, by the way, there's no more liquidity here, so we should be able to get to these highs. Okay, technically. So that target would have been perfect, but whatever. We already had a good day today, so we won't get greedy. Okay, but does anybody see what happened just before that, right? We had a little bit of bearishness here, but overall, look at this price action, right? That is, again, bullish price action. We have a steep angle. Okay, we have that pitch up high, and overall higher low at that 50%. And so, damn, every time I stream, don't try to stream and trade, because wow, is it difficult? I mean, still good trading, but yeah, let me know if you guys can see what happened just before that. And by the way, if you enjoyed the lesson, smash that like button, pretty please. It is all I ask. Sell pressure is confirmed from channel upper trend line. Okay. I'm long today, bro. Nice. Good. Looks like you're on the right side of the trade pretty often. You got a signal service, bro? Does it make sense to keep pending orders at C point? C point? You're saying, okay, so this is A, this is B, and this is C. You're saying put orders here? and this is D. So the thing is that the ABCD pattern doesn't happen until C is already formed, right? So if you're saying try to predict the C point, right? So you got A, B, and then you're like, oh, this is going to be an ABCD pattern, right? If you're trying to do that, okay, what's going on with my B's? Okay, whatever. If you're trying to do that, then what are you doing, right? This is C, right? If you buy there, what are you doing? You are buying on the first wave. You're buying on the first touch. It's a very risky move. If that's what you mean. I could be completely misinterpreting you. You measured A to predict C, so can we place orders at C? A to predict C. I'm not sure I understand what you mean, but I think the explanation that I just gave should answer that question, I feel like. I think. We are at 10 likes. Thank you guys for liking the stream. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you're happy, I'm happy. Let me know if you guys are enjoying it. Did all of this make sense? By the way, I asked a question. Nobody answered me. What do we see before this next move here? Can anybody tell me? What do we see right here? I mean, not right there, but right before this, which now, of course, we're going down right after I said we should get to here, but whatever. We'll see the long term if this plays out. What do we see? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an A. And it ends in a D. Anybody? Nobody. ABCD. ABCD. Come on, guys. I'm trying to join in, but I'm driving, bro. It's okay. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Okay, look. So, again, it's the exact same scenario. You get a bullish move higher. Okay, well, let me just draw it out again for you guys, right? This is the general idea. You go whoom, 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 whoom. And this is the ABCD pattern, right? Okay, that's what we see right here. Doom, 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 doom. And then if we do this, in fact, we can just go on a 1 minute time frame. And let's just get rid of everything else. Okay, what do we see again? Let's go to replay mode. We got this, up. First touch, down. Or actually, multiple touches. Okay, so we go doom, doom, doom. Is that an ABCD pattern? That might actually be an ABCD pattern right there. Yeah, I mean, basically it is. All right, so look at this. This is actually interesting. We get ABCD pattern, right? And that actually works, right? Like that's a perfect area to buy. Now, obviously, you would have been stopped out for break even probably. But now you have another ABCD pattern forming, and it looks like this. From here to there. Copy, paste. Right there. Okay. A, B, C, D. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. And now, again, what do you see? Let me just delete that. In fact, let me just actually use the tool to make it more clear. Okay, there's the ABCD pattern. What do we see here as well? Well, that tool's getting in the way now, actually. We see a liquidity sweep, okay? We see a liquidity sweep, guys. We see clear lows there. We see high volume candle right here after sweeping the lows. And it is an ABCD pattern completion. Okay? Like so. All right. And do we have a little bit of other confluence? Yeah, actually we do. We have pretty much all of this area as support, right? And so what happens right from that point on? Okay, and that brings us to right now. All right. Now, will this continue? Who knows? But the point is, you're looking to enter down in here, Okay, I mean, you're automatically at an advantage if you just start looking for these multiple waves, right? A, B, C, D patterns, or just looking for this M shape and W shape in general. Okay, and then you use concepts like liquidity sweeps and supply and demand and support and resistance with it. Okay, you don't just want to buy every ABCD you see. Trust me, that's not going to work. Okay, it's not magic. But if you have this framework of just not buying something that looks like this and only looking to buy something that looks more like this, doesn't even matter if it's a full ABCD pattern. Like, it could even look like this. It's still better to buy something that looks like this, maybe like a liquidity sweep down here, than it is to buy something that looks like this. Okay. Although this also does work usually when there's a liquidity sweep, but it's just not natural price movement. I mean, I've seen, how many times have you seen price action go like this, right? Like literally in a straight line. It goes, oh, hold on, go like this, and then it goes like this, and then it goes like this, and then it goes like that. That happens all the time, but it's more rare, or wait, I'm confusing myself now. Whatever, I think you guys get the point. Okay. That's what you want to look for. Okay. Yeah, I kind of had a brain fart there. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But whatever, I think the point is proven. Okay. And now, I mean, now it's looking pretty bearish. And in fact, let's see. It is 3 p.m. and we saw yesterday 3 p.m. I guess the video's over. Like and subscribe. that was the lesson for today. And what time is it? 3:16? Yeah, good. Perfect. We can watch the final closing bell. All right. So yeah, this is looking quite bearish now. The reason being, it's 3 p.m. We saw yesterday 3 p.m. is when the bull run here started to lose momentum, right? 3 p.m. was right around here. All right. So, in fact, look at that. That was actually like a little bit of a fake out there. Liquidity sweep. I hate using that word, liquidity sweep, and I hate saying it so much, but it is what it is. All right. Look at this. Oh, hold on. Look at this. Oh, no, it's not an ABCD pattern. I don't know why I thought it was. So 3 p.m. was the end of the bullish run there. But it is an M pattern. Look at this. And then continue. Right? That's what I mean by that's how the market moves. All right, so now 3 p.m. today. Sorry for my ADHD. 3 p.m. today is what? Right here somewhere. All right, and guess what we just did? Another liquidity sweep. So we could probably expect a move lower into the close if we had to guess just based off of the most recent price action that we've been seeing. Okay. Technically, on the 5-minute time frame, should we be able to reach this high? Yeah. I mean, it would make sense. So it's a little bit of a tough one. Let's see what this was. Excuse me. See what this was on the extension side of things. Right here. Was that a 113? Nah. A little bit of an odd place to turn around. Oh, but look what it was. An A, B, C, D. Right here. Okay. So look at that. ABCD pattern into a liquidity sweep. So if you knew that, if you saw that it's an ABCD pattern completion and you have this high right here and you see this fat candle right here with all of this volume right here, all right, maybe you can build a short position based off of that. That's just the theory, just the idea. But right now, the price action is kind of it's kind of tricky because on the larger time frames, like, I mean, it's not a large time frame, but on the bigger time frame, like at the 5 minute, I mean, it does look like we should be able to continue higher. But just based off of what we saw yesterday at 3 p.m., my guess is that this is going to go lower. All right, so technically I would be bearish right now. In fact, in a crazy, silly world, we could see something like this bring us down to 88.6 or 87.800. All right, so don't ignore this level. It's possible, but I mean, that is a long way away. But I'm gonna look pretty good if we call that here. But no, I'm not entering any trades. I'm not doing anything right now. Just chilling and watching with you guys. All right, what's up with you guys? Welcome to the stream. If you're new, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. You measured A movement to predict C reversal in the chart, so what I'm asking is, does it make sense to place buy or sell order at C to make perfect entry? I don't think, I mean, no. No, because you can't predict the C point. Like, you'll never be able to know this is a C point, right? Because it goes A, B, C, D. You'll never know that this is the C point until after this high is broken, right? So, like, you can't buy here knowing that it's going to be a C point. You just can't. It's just, you can't. And if you're saying buy now, right here at the C point, like if you're saying after the whole thing is already done, A, B, C, D, and then look to buy at the C point, I mean, I've never really looked into that. I mean, could you maybe make the argument that it's a low so you can get some liquidity there and maybe continue higher? Yeah, but it's not something that I would say that I have looked at or know much about. No, buy at B, buy at B, buy at C. I'm sorry, you're starting to confuse me now. I don't know what you're saying. Buy at B, buy at C. Oh, not buy at B. Not buy at B, buy at C. Yeah, I mean, I still don't really understand because you can't buy at C. Like, you can't. This is C right there. Like, you won't be able to predict C, right? Like, you can't. The only thing that you know, the only thing that you can use as an entry point is the D point. That's the whole idea. It's because it's an equal move. It goes A, B, right? A, B, C, and then D, which is the equivalent move higher, which is right here, and then you mark that out, and that's your area where you're going to look for some sort of entry, or you can use it as a target or whatever. All right, so never mind. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't answer that better. Sorry, I couldn't answer that better. Did you guys enjoy that little lesson? If you did, you know what I'm going to say. Like the stream, pretty please. We're at 11 likes right now. If we can get to 20, that would be insane. Alright, so now what are we getting? We're getting a little bit of a reversal off of these lows. Not a lot of volume though, so beware, be wary. And let's take a look at Ninja Trader, NASDAQ. NASDAQ is very strong as well right now. Kind of in the middle of nowhere. Also in a similar situation to Bitcoin, where we have a little bit of that sweep of the highs, move back down. This could be a pretty big reversal into the close. Do you guys trade the close? How many of you guys trade the close? And how many of you guys trade futures, indice futures? Because I know the number's not 0, but oh well. Bitcoin with the reversal there. You don't understand the market opening and closing as if it was a stock market because it's cryptocurrency. Are you trading like ETFs or is it just Bitcoin? Or am I missing something? Okay, well, it's just like so one, we're also looking at the Nasdaq. Okay, so the Nasdaq is only really active from 9 to 4, right, or 8 to 5 or something like that. But really, the active session is 9:30 to 4, right? So. And it's also when I'm doing my trade, you know, like when I'm doing my trading, it's usually 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Well, usually it's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. But this live stream, we call it market close because it's the stock market close, and usually the volatility on everything follows the stock market hours as well. Okay, you're not Bitcoin usually starts to get less volatile until, you know, I mean, it's definitely not as correlated, but still. Like Bitcoin, look in the morning, right? Like 9 a.m. for Bitcoin right here, or 9:30, super volatile. You get all the big moves, and then in the afternoon, we saw another big move higher. And the closing bell, not so much, but this is really just it's really just to see how the last hour of the overall market ends. Look at that, Bitcoin starting to look a little bit more bullish, but I don't know if this can be trusted. We'll see. All right. Let's take a look at NQ a little bit here. I do not want to only look at Bitcoin every stream, but Bitcoin has been the more fun thing to trade. But I do not want to neglect NQ because I want to learn how to trade futures a little bit better. It is a different beast for sure. I mean, this looks relatively bullish. I mean, bearish. We got the liquidity sweep right there. Sharp move lower, although we did just take out these lows here and get this big reversal. Yeah, maybe we'll just skyrocket into the close. That's new. That's new for the past couple of days. The level to watch will be right around here. These highs, around 20,700. And Cardano starting to move up. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Bitcoin also reaching a little bit of an area of resistance right in here. Will it hold? Will it hold? It's looking pretty concerning. What do you guys think of Ethereum Classic? No opinion on it. I only trade Bitcoin and NASDAQ. Although lately it's just been Bitcoin because NASDAQ has been, well, my data was a little messed up, so that doesn't help. But man, we should have a stream where I only look to trade NASDAQ because I do want to get better at trading those futures, indices futures, instead of just Bitcoin futures. By the way, if you guys are interested in using FundYourFX and you're not located in the United States, if you use the link in the description down below and use code CT, you get 10% off. Although we do have a 15% website-wide sale right now, so the code is not really effective, but you get more off the account. It is a prop firm, just so you know. Alright, so there's that first touch of this level of resistance, and so what we could end up happening is another move higher, which would look like that, but because we're mainly slightly sort of bearish, what we could end up getting instead is still a little bit of that W action, but a liquidity sweep just above these highs, which would probably be somewhere around this range right here. But this price action does look pretty solid right now, so this thing could just explode up higher. I guess we'll just wait and see. There shouldn't be much liquidity left in this area, so if it does begin to breach, it should pretty much shoot up to 90,000 in theory. In theory. At the end of the day, it's all just gambling, isn't it? It's all just gambling. Is there an ABCD in the making right now? Yes, I guess. I mean, technically, these things are not rare. They do happen a lot. Okay, so technically, yes, right? Like, you technically have this here, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna make it. That doesn't mean it's gonna get there. Okay. All right. So look at this. Let's see if there's gonna be a rejection here. NASDAQ is rejecting. NASDAQ's going lower. Didn't quite get to our resistance level. I guess it kind of got into this area here. But not the craziest level of resistance, so that's interesting. NASDAQ is going down. Bitcoin is starting to go up. Could it be a sign? Could be a sign. Now the volatility is starting to pick up a little bit. You can see it in the price action. Starting to see price move a little bit quicker. Okay, a little bit of a rejection candle there, or indecision candle. Let's see, it's kind of making a decision right now. Does it want to go higher, or does it want to go lower? NASDAQ moving a little bit higher. And Bitcoin following. Alright, well, this looks pretty bullish. Looks like I might want to go here. Let's see. There shouldn't be much liquidity after this point. Although there could easily be stops above this high, so I guess that's kind of a lie. But the target in general for this move, right? Like 5-minute time frame. It's clearly these highs up here. So let's see. Would have been nice to be long still, but that's okay. We took it to teach. We made a sacrifice. Guys, we have been sitting at 11 likes for a while. If you haven't liked the stream already and you're actually enjoying it, all I ask is for your simple like button. It's that little thumbs up button right below the stream. 100% free, and it lets me know that you enjoy it. Alright, here comes the test of these highs. And we could technically start to look at that ABCD pattern now. The equal move, 1-to-1 move higher. Which is going to be right here. Oh, and there you go. There's that quick move higher that we were talking about, because there should not be too much liquidity sitting here. Only place stop losses should really be realistically left at is up here. So price definitely should gravitate towards these highs, but we're also at an ABCD pattern right now, so let's see if this holds. But for the most part, we have done nothing but violate these little areas. Shocking. Shocking. Bitcoin's going up today. Wow. A lot of volume, though. That's a little concerning. A lot of volume into the ABCD, which could mean that some stops just got hit. And some big sellers are getting their orders filled here. This could be an interesting area. Could be interesting. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Oh, my eyes itchy. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you, fellas. Yeah, a little bit of a rejection. Right at the ABCD pattern. Would you look at that? It is 3:38, so 20 minutes until the U.S. stock market closes. May be interesting for a little cheeky short here. But it is end of the day, so I didn't take that. Wish I did now, but whatever. End of day trading. Look at that, guys. High volume candle above a high. Potential liquidity sweep into an ABCD pattern. You get that W formation and reversal. I'm telling you, it helps. It helps. It helps to know about these ABCD patterns and stuff. Oh, you took it, Annette? Wow, nice. Well, hopefully you can keep rolling over here. Overall, the sentiment is still up, so be careful. Not financial advice, but, you know, just my opinion. And this low here, not too much volume here on these lows. So this may not even have been a true stop hunt. But this one right here, you're above those highs, a lot of volume. I guess that's why we're seeing this little reaction. Oh. There goes my yawning. What should be the target for D? It's usually used as like a tool. You don't like. I don't really base targets at like. I don't use the ABCD pattern as. How do I say this? It's just used for. Okay, if you want to know the technicality, if you have an ABCD pattern and you're shorting at the D point, you're technically supposed to target like the 50%. But I don't really do that. Usually I'll, you know, if you're doing, for example, something like this, ABCD, right? What you do, or something like this, watch. All right, this is like, this is a, an uptrend, right? So if you're entering on this ABCD pattern here, A, B, C, D, and you're entering here, then you target, because it's still an uptrend, right? The overall swing is here. These 2 points. So you target these highs. So you target something like that. But there's many ways to use it. It's a tool, just like everything else. It's just a tool in the tool belt. Vine. You know we don't look at those type of coins. Is that even a coin? Alright, that's a strong move higher. Back into those highs. Let's see if it can break. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. Are we gonna be able to get out of this? This is technically like a first touch, right? Like this could easily do something like this. Just like we've been seeing, right? Just like this. Just like this. Just like this. So we could see this. But we'll see. It looks like we're able to break through. Oh, is this going to be the big one? The big one that brings us up to this? Just saw your smash like button text. Yes, yes. I'm greedy for likes. There's nothing more I value than likes. Alright, there we go. Wow. So we actually did manage to reach back up to these highs pretty much. Which, unlike yesterday, that did not happen yesterday. It looks like today people are more bullish, probably because Trump is showing signs of easing up potentially on those tariffs and all of that. I think the NASDAQ is probably also... Oh, wow. Look at this. NASDAQ's not even moving higher. NASDAQ is still low. Still has a lower high. That's odd. But Bitcoin's up to basically the session highs. Hey, Ashish Singh, welcome. Now this may be where we fail. Maybe. Who knows? We're not even trading. Oh, look at that. Look at this candle volume. High volume. High volume failed to close above these previous highs, so that's pretty interesting. Maybe we'll take a for fun short. Low risk short here. Let's see if we can actually bring the frickin' software up. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, bulls can't be stopped. I do have a very, very, very small short position over on FundraFX. Don't go copying me. This is high risk. High risk. I guess we'll just stay on FundraFX for now. Because this is either going to go or I'm going to just cut it ASAP. Let's see. Super small position, super risky trade. (3:48 p.m.) Probably shouldn't even be trading, but all right, is it gonna happen? Are we gonna break? Fingers on the trigger. Well, cannot get above that for now. That was interesting. That looked like it wanted to go. This is most likely going to get stopped out, by the way. And the reason why I don't have a stop loss sitting there is because I don't want the spread to take me out. I want to take it out myself. Come on. You need to go. The longer we sit here, the longer, or the more likely it is to go back towards those highs. We need a death candle right now. We need a sign that this is not going to go. That's more like it. Still not really. Don't have the best entry, but. If you guys are enjoying the stream, smash that like button. If you love to gamble like me, if you can't wait to gamble, smash that like button. This is definitely gambling right now. This is like super high. Well, I mean, it's not a huge position or anything, but we are fighting the trend hard, and that's not ever a great idea. If we look on TradingView for a second, you can see we came back to this high and we failed to close below that. That's not amazing. We did have this high volume candle here being a downside candle, but this could just be a bullish sweep of these little lows here. So this is going to get stopped out. More than likely. I hope not, but. Come on. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it right now. Right now. Right now. Do it. Now. Is it gonna do it? Let's see. Man, I mean, when it does break, it's probably gonna break pretty quickly, because there's a lot of tension right now on this area. All right, I guess. Just look. Come on. Don't give me hope. Break above the highs. Can it hold it? See, this is the tough part about trading at the end of the day, is that price moves. Yeah, there it is. That is the sign that I needed. Okay. So we'll just take that small loss there. That was $62 loss. Super small. Super small. Still up 1,700 on the account in the last 24 hours. Oh, and now the volatility comes in. This has been the story of my life today. I guess because there's 5 minutes left on the clock, but whatever. Until the market closes. Okay. So, whatever. Small loss there. We move on. Let's go back over to... Oh my god, don't do this. Do not dump now after taking out those highs. I swear to God. It's right there at the session highs, like so. And there's a pretty underwhelming break of those highs. Ugh, so slow. Alright, so we're back up to those highs. Anybody long in here did a nice job, although they had to survive some choppiness. The question is, there is high volume here, but it is also the end of the day, so there's no room for trading. As much as I would like to potentially start shorting here, there's just not enough time in the day. The whole market's about to close. NASDAQ, look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ kind of doing nothing, just chopping away. All right, and there is the freaking move on Bitcoin. In hindsight's 2020. Probably should have just waited for these highs to be swept. But it is what it is. We took our small chance. This is probably just going to chop around for the next few hours anyways, so... Or dump. Who knows? We'll see. I hope it doesn't dump, because then I would have gotten out again right before the move, which I already did on stream once today. Oh my gosh. I forgot that I'm short on BitUnix as well. Whoops. That could have been bad. I guess I'll hold. Let's see where that goes. Not the greatest position, not the greatest entry there. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Holy crap, what is that? Alright, well, we're not going to stay in that. That's just crazy. Alright, another tiny loss. Also small position. Actually, I don't even think that was a small position size. But still a tiny loss compared to the $800 that we had during the stream. Another high volume candle. This is the dangers of trying to kind of get the top, is that you can just keep breaking through highs over and over again, and it looks like it's going to turn around, but then it breaks another high. So again, look at this, another high volume candle, another break of the highs, a lot of volatility. All right, Cheryl, see you later. Sorry you had to view those 2 tiny losses, but at least we started the stream with a nice winner. Hopefully you guys learned something as well. So the market is closed now. I mean, it looks like Bitcoin's just getting started for some reason, right as the stock market closes. And I bet, you know what? We're going to stop trying to predict the top, but this feels like the top. It feels like we're going to need some sort of relief here. But it's 4 p.m. We're not going to try to trade this. Or maybe I secretly will off stream. We'll see. No, that's it for this stream, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed. Before you go, smash that like button. That really helps me out if you enjoyed seeing the winners and the losers today. Overall, we ended up on top. Fund Your FX account was up $1,700. And BitUnix, we also made a small profit. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. 1 minute, please. What do you mean? I gotta go, man. Or woman. I gotta go to the gym and take a nap, probably. All right, see you guys.